Can you name this song?
How many roads must a man walk down before is blowing in the wind? The answer is blowing in the wind.
In today's quiz, we will go through 40 more songs that, like Bob Dylan's 1963 song Blowin' in the Wind, fall within the folk music genre. Much like with the rock music quizzes, a lot of the songs included straddle the line between genres, but I've gone with songs that at least loosely fall in some sort of folk category. I appreciate there will be some songs that people think shouldn't be in this quiz, but hopefully you can still enjoy anyway. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe for a bonus point. Good luck!
Stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries
We begin with The Boxer, which was on Simon & Garfunkel's 1970 album Bridge Over Troubled Water.
See the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
A number of artists have released versions of Summer Breeze, including the Isley Brothers, but it was Seals and Croft with the original in 1972.
I won't take the easy road, easy road, easy road. Show me my silver lining.
My Silver Lining in 2014 has been the most successful single for Swedish folk group First Aid Kit.
Think about how many times I've had falling. When you see the Southern Cross for the first time.
Southern Cross was a 1982 hit for Crosby, Stills and Nash, although David Crosby did not sing on the original album version.
I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood. I crossed the ocean for a heart of gold.
Heart of Gold is the only US number one for Canadian singer Neil Young.
Her face is a map of the world, is a map of the world. Suddenly I see, this is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see.
Apparently, KT Tunstall's 2005 hit Suddenly I See was inspired by Patti Smith.
Someone told me there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers. Make a new start, going to California with an aching in my heart.
Going to California was originally titled Guide to California, and Led Zeppelin wrote the song about earthquakes they'd experienced in the state.
Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can- Is till the landslide brought me down.
Fleetwood Mac's Landslide is number 163 on the Rolling Stones list of greatest songs.
Now sinks to my shoulder. Oh, babe, don't know what I'm gonna do.
After I count down 3 rounds, in hell I'll be in good company.
In Hell I'll Be in Good Company has amassed over 400 million views on YouTube for the Dead South.
You're in my blood like holy wine that tastes so bitter. To drink a case of you.
A Case of You was included on Joni Mitchell's 1971 Blue album.
Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. As can be, dream a little dream of me.
That's the Mamas and the Papas with a 1968 version of Dream a Little Dream of Me, originally recorded by Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra in 1938.
We're halfway there when the rain came down on the day. Ran a Sawtell prom with a Galway girl.
Steve Earle included Galway Girl in 2000 album Transcendental Blues.
It used to be so easy living here with you. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late.
Carole King top charts in the US and Canada with It's Too Late in 1971.
Yesterday's paper telling yesterday's news. Girl who walks the streets of London, dirt in her hair.
Ralph McTell included Streets of London on 1969 album Spiral Staircase, although didn't release it as a single until 5 years later.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but it's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together.
Jack Johnson's Better Together has over 850 million Spotify streams.
Yeah, when the foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic.
Into the Mystic was part of Van Morrison's 1970 album Moondance.
I think it's a shame when I get feeling better when I'm feeling no pain. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping.
Gordon Lightfoot top charts in the US, Canada and South Africa with Sundown in 1974.
Let go your heart, let go your head, and feel it
One of the genres listed for David Gray's 1999 Babylon is folktronica.
To call for hands of above to lean on. Those teeth sharing different heartbeats in one life.
Jose Gonzalez there with a very different version to the synth style of The Knife, who first released Heartbeats in 2002.
Climbing, forever trying. Your way out of the wild, wild wood.
Wildwood was the title track of Paul Weller's 1993 second solo studio album.
I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. Isn't it good, Norwegian wood?
Norwegian Wood was a 1966 Australian #1 for the Beatles.
But I always thought that I'd see you again. I've seen fire and I've seen rain.
James Taylor's 1970 Fire and Rain has been inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame.
They wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. Operator, but could you help me place this call?
Jim Croce included Operator on 1972 album You Don't Mess Around with Jim.
Every sha-la-la-la, every woes.
It's yesterday once more.
The Carpenters got to #2 in the US with Yesterday Once More in 1973. The song was kept off the top of the charts by Jim Croce's Bad Bad Leroy Brown.
Only block the sun, they rain and snow on everyone. Clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still some.
Written by Joni Mitchell, who released her own version in 1969, Judy Collins had success with one of the first recordings the previous year.
Dreaming of the things I learned about a boy. Ooh, something to talk about.
Badly Drawn Boys Something to Talk About was on the soundtrack to 2002 film About a Boy.
But the string's already broken and he doesn't really care. Rocky Mountain High in Colorado.
John Denver's Rocky Mountain High is one of the official state songs of Colorado.
So come out of your cave, walking on your hands, and see the world hanging upside.
Mumford & Sons The Cave has over 500 million streams on Spotify.
If you wanna hang out, you got to take her out. She don't like cocaine.
Cocaine was first released by J.J. Cale in 1976, with Eric Clapton's version coming just a year later.
Through the years, as the
yellow. Longer than there've been fishes in the ocean.
1979 hit Longer was a US number 2 for Dan Fogelberg.
Well, it's alright, riding around in the breeze. Well, it's alright, we're going to the end of the line.
End of the Line in 1989 is probably the best known single by supergroup The Travelling Wilburys.
And all the people were singing, they went, na 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 na. At night they drove old Dixie down. And all
The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down was first released by the band in 1969, with Joan Baez having more success with a version 2 years later.
Ribbon of highway I saw above me, that endless skyway. This land is your land, and this land is my land, and the California...
One of the most famous folk songs of all time is Woody Guthrie's This Land Is Your Land, from all the way back in 1945.
Young girls have picked them every one. Oh, when will they? Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago.
Originally written by Pete Seeger in the mid-50s and inspired by a traditional folk song called Kaloda Duda, Peter, Paul and Mary have released probably the best known version of Where Have All the Flowers Gone in 1962.
And I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine. Come on, skinny love, just let's sing it.
Bon Iver released the original version of Skinny Love in 2008, although a more popular version was released 3 years later by Birdie.
For all the years I had with you, and I would give everything I own.
Everything I Own was a top 10 hit in the US, Canada and New Zealand for Bread.
I think it's 'cause I'm clumsy. I try not to talk too loud. My name is Luca.
1987 folk rock song Luca was a worldwide top 10 hit for Suzanne Vega.
I belong with you, you belong with me, my sweetheart. My sweetheart.
The Lumineers Ho Hey has been certified platinum in at least 9 countries, as well as diamond in Brazil and Canada.
All around me, and to take your hand along the sand. I bet I may as well try and catch the wind.
Donovan included Catch the Wind on 1965 album What's Been Did and What's Been Hid.
'Cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out.
And we end with America's 1971 hit, A Horse with No Name. So that's the end of this folk song music quiz. Let me know in the comments how you got on with this one and what your favourite folk song is. Thank you very much for playing along. Don't forget to like and subscribe for that all important bonus point, and I'll see you again soon for another quiz.